All right, folks, picture this. It's a drizzly Friday night in London, the kind where the rain slicks the streets like a bad oil spill, and you're dodging puddles that could swallow your boots whole. You duck into a dingy pub, the air thick with the stench of stale beer and forgotten dreams, and there, under a flickering neon sign, a band is grinding out tunes to a crowd that's basically just the bartender and a couple of drunks nodding off in the corner. But damn if those cats aren't swinging like their lives depend on it. That's the vibe of Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits, a song that grabs you by the collar, shakes you awake, and reminds you why rock and roll is the ultimate underdog story. If you've ever air guitared in your living room pretending to be a rock god, or just blasted this track on a long drive to feel alive, you're in for a treat. Because today we're diving deep into the chaos, the genius, and the sheer absurdity behind this 1978 banger. Stick around. I've got secrets that'll make you spit out your coffee, laughs that'll cramp your sides, and a twist on its history you probably never saw coming. But first, let's rewind to where it all sparked. Imagine Mark Knopfler, this lanky Geordie bloke with fingers like spider legs, scraping by in 1970s London. He's not some pampered pop star. Nah, he's teaching English at a college, living in a crap flat, and his band's called Dire Straits because, well, they're in dire straits, broke, unknown, and probably one bad gig away from packing it in. One rainy evening in Deptford, South London, think gritty docks, fog rolling off the Thames like a cheap horror flick, Knopfler stumbles into a pub to escape the downpour. The place is deader than disco's dignity, with maybe 5 punters total, all looking like they've got better places to be, which is saying something. Up on the tiny stage, there's this ragtag jazz combo, horns wheezing like asthmatic geese, drumming that's more plod than prodigy. They're playing Dixieland jazz, that old-school New Orleans stuff, to absolute crickets. But at the end of their set, the frontman, this bloke in a crumpled suit, leans into the mic and says, "Good night now. We are the Sultans. We are the Sultans of Swing." Boom. Lightning strikes Knopfler's brain. He later said it was hilarious. These guys weren't sultans of anything except maybe swinging a mop after closing time. But there was something pure about it, you know? They weren't chasing fame or groupies, they were just blokes loving the music, rain be damned. So Knopfler heads home, picks up his National Steel guitar, this beat-up acoustic thing that looks like it survived a war, and starts strumming open chords, humming about the scene. You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime... That's the hook, right there, painting that visceral picture of London gloom, the kind where the cold seeps into your bones, and the only warmth is from a pint or a riff. He weaves in these characters from the pub. Check out Guitar George, he knows all the chords. George? Probably some horn player Knopfler overheard, minding his strict rhythm, not wanting to make it cry or sing. Meaning? It's a jab at those purists who stick to the script, no frills, just the groove. Then there's Harry, who doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing all right. That's the heart of it. These are working stiffs, clocking out from the factory or the office, grabbing a horn or a guitar to blow off steam. No rockstar egos, just pure joy in the jam. Knopfler said the lyrics are affectionate, not mocking. It's about the grassroots magic of music, where even in empty room, you're kings of your own swing. But here's a mini cliffhanger for you. What if Knopfler never bought that red Stratocaster? Because originally, the song was all folky and acoustic, like a Bob Dylan outtake on a budget. Then he splurges on a 1961 Fender Strat, cherry red like a forbidden fruit, plugs it in and suddenly those licks explode. That finger-picking style? No pick, just nails and calluses shredding strings. It's what turned Sultans from a pub tale into a guitar hero anthem. Imagine if he'd stuck with the acoustic. We'd have a campfire sing-along instead of a stadium shaker. Absurd, right? Like if Deadpool tried fighting crime with a ukulele. Knopfler roasts himself in interviews, saying he was just a bum back then, but that Strat. It was his Excalibur, pulling him from the stone of obscurity. Fast forward to the recording. Dire Straits, Mark, his brother David on rhythm guitar, John Ilsley on bass, Pick Withers on drums. They're hustling demos in a tiny studio called Pathway, which sounds fancy but was basically a broom closet with mics. They cut Sultans in July 1977, raw and live, no overdubs, just vibe. Cost? Peanuts. They shop it around and bingo, BBC DJ Charlie Gillett plays it on his show Honky Tonk. Phones light up like a Christmas tree. Record labels come sniffing, Warner Brothers signs them, but not without shenanigans. The debut album, simply called Dire Straits, drops in 1978, produced by Muff Winwood. Yeah, brother of Steve Winwood, because rock's a family affair. But here's the obscure trivia. The album was recorded in just 2 weeks at Basing Street Studios, same place where Led Zepp did their 4th album. Coincidence? Or cosmic rock alignment? Knopfler insisted on no frills, clean sound like the pub itself. Release day. Crickets in the UK at first. Sultans as a single flops doesn't even chart. Ouch. But in the US, it catches fire on FM radio, climbing to number 4 on Billboard. Why? That guitar solo, baby. 2 of them, actually, building like a slow-burn thriller. The first one's teasing. The second? Explosive, like Knopfler channeling Hendrix through a pub lens. And the Shenanigans? Re-release in the UK in '79, after US Buzz shoots to number 8. But get this little-known fact. The single's B-side was Eastbound Train, a live cut, because they were so skint they couldn't afford new tracks. Knopfler later joked they were in dire straits, pun intended, living on beans and dreams. What if the BBC never played it? We'd be talking about Mark the English teacher, not Mark the legend. Satirical swipe. In today's world, they'd TikTok it, go viral with cat filters, and sell out to crypto ads. But back then, pure grit. And those lyrics, south of the river, you stop and you hold everything. That's the Thames divide. North posh, south gritty. Meaning? Life pauses for music, no matter the postcode. A band is blowing Dixie double 4 time. Dixieland jazz rhythm, 4 beats, but doubled for swing. Knopfler amps the sensory. You feel the crowd, he pulls a pint, hear the horns wail. It's storytelling gold, making you smell the smoke, taste the ale. Now the rise to mythic status. Sultans catapults Dire Straits from pub rockers to arena fillers. But controversies? Well, some fans whine that the lyrics are snarky, Knopfler mocking the hopeless band. He fires back, nah, it's love, mate. Those Sultans were real, unnamed, probably long gone, but immortalized. No lawsuits, thank God, unlike later hits. Culture-wise, it ripples everywhere. Guitarists worship Knopfler's no-pick technique. It's in rock band games covered by everyone from the Killers to bluegrass bands. Obscure trivia. In 1980, Bob Dylan, the Bob Dylan, asks Knopfler to play on his album Infidels because of that Sultans solo. Ripple effect? Dire Straits paved the way for pub rock revival, influencing acts like The Police or even U2's early Edge. But funny what if? Imagine the real Sultans hearing it on the radio. Oi, that's us. We're famous. Sort of. Self-roasting aside, Knopfler admits he couldn't swing jazz to save his life, so he's the real imposter here. Satirical jab. In an era of punk spitting and disco balls, Dire Straits drop this jazz-rock hybrid, like crashing a mosh pit with a saxophone. Culture ate it up, proving rock's big tent. And those phrases, they don't give a damn about any trumpet-playing band, meaning the crowd wants rock, not horns, but the Sultans swing on. It's a swipe at trends, timeless as hell. Legacy? Oh, it's weird and wonderful. Sultans has over 1 billion streams, featured in films like Argo, even sampled in hip-hop. Little known fact, Knopfler re-recorded it in '88 for a greatest hits, but fans prefer the original's grit. Lasting weirdness. Urban legends say the pub was the Oxford Arms in Deptford, now gone, demolished like so many rock relics. What if it survived? We'd have Sultans tours, pint in hand. Ripple on culture. It celebrates the unsung heroes, the bar bands grinding while stars shine. In today's algorithm age, it's a reminder. Real swing comes from soul, not likes. Knopfler, now a silver fox, still plays it live, those solos longer, wilder, like fine wine with a kick. Absurd scenario. Picture the Sultans reuniting, opening for Dire Straits, horns versus Strat, chaos ensues. Pun alert, they'd be in dire straits trying to keep up. All right, that's the swing of it, folks. If this tale of pub glory and guitar wizardry got you grinning or grooving, smash that like button. Subscribe for more rock deep dives. Next up, maybe the madness behind Money for Nothing, but that's another can of worms. Share your favorite Sultans memory in the comments. Did it soundtrack your first kiss or a road trip gone wrong? Until next time, keep swinging, you Sultans. And remember, in the dark with the rain, that's where the magic hides. Peace out.